Hey guys, I'm just gonna say it. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Sarah with SA Title Girl, and today we're gonna talk about several things, starting with the idea of hitting the reset button. It's July 2020. If you're anything like me, you probably need to pull over on the side of the road for just a minute, put your vehicle in park, metaphorically speaking, get those goals out of the drawer that you wrote back at the very beginning of January 2020. So it might mean that you just need to tweak your goals, but it might mean that you also need to update them all together. So we're going to talk about that today, how to hit the reset button. We're also going to talk about how to leap right now as a leader, which all of you are. If you're an agent, lender, or small business owner, you're essentially the captain of your own ship, right? And so in a lot of ways. And so I want to make sure that we talk about the idea of how to leap quickly before that window of opportunity closes, where people are willing and open to look at alternative ways of doing business. People are accepting of creative, unique, and even quirky ways of building brand awareness, marketing strategies. I want to talk about that for just a second. And then the third thing we're going to talk about today is how not to waste this crisis, how to look at the silver lining. So when I thought about making this video, I went straight to the internet and I Googled the word reset to get the official definition of what reset means. And of course it's a verb, and it means, I'm gonna read it here, to set again or do differently, or to fix in a new and different way. So I love the idea of hitting the reset button in July of 2020 to say, I am determined to finish strong, and where are my resources and who are my people who can help me accomplish that? What are some things that are no longer working that we need to say, this worked in the past, but it's not working anymore because our consumers are changing, the needs of our consumers are changing, and the way we do business is changing. So if you've never watched Marie Kondo on Netflix, I would encourage you to do so. I think it was really fun to watch her help people get rid of some of the clutter in their home. But I also think it's a great way to say, how can I apply these concepts to my business? The next thing that I want to encourage you to do, apart from watching Marie Kondo, apart from pulling over on the side of the road, metaphorically speaking, and saying, let me get out my goals and look at what I need to do differently to finish strong in 2020, is to think about the idea of never wasting a crisis. So there was a time in my life when I went through a very legitimate crisis, and I tried to use a little bit of humor when I could to not only find the silver lining, but just to literally say, I cannot waste this crisis. What are some things that I can take advantage of that otherwise would not be available to me, or that I would never have had access to had this not happened to me, or had I not gone through this event? And so I tried to use humor, but I also tried to say, I have to have my eyes wide open and say, what can I glean from this and how can I grow? So as we're going through this experience in 2020 where business is shifting, times are uncertain, and maybe even your business is struggling a little bit, what are some things that we do have control over? And I would say on some level, that's access to professional development. There are a lot of things you can access online for free that will help you with mindset, personal and professional growth, how to keep peace in your life and in your home, how to bring peace to your finances, or even how to look at marketing through a new and unique lens, especially the digital platform, which right now, if you haven't already watched my other videos on TikTok, there are lots of platforms. If that's not the one for you, that's okay, but there are so many platforms out there where you can increase your discoverability and lead generate for most of the time, most of these platforms for free, this platform included. And so if you haven't watched my videos on some of those platforms and how to lead generate, go ahead and check out the rest of my videos on my YouTube channel, and make sure to subscribe. That's a great way to stay informed. I post new videos every Monday at around 9 or 10 a.m. It's that little red button at the bottom of your screen that says subscribe. Go ahead and click it. I'll wait. But really what I wanted to do today was just to encourage you with those ideas of hitting the reset button, updating or recreating your goals for 2020, looking at that window of opportunity that we are going through right now as something that is closing. And so don't be afraid to leap and take advantage of what's going on right now and say, How can I shift in my business? What are some things that are no longer working for me? That Marie Kondo ideology, where you say this isn't working and I need to move it to a different area or get rid of it altogether. And I need to be able to shift my thinking by not ever wasting a crisis. So when I think about those things, when it comes to never wasting a crisis, I think about the following. I think about strategy. So how am I going to time block? How am I going to accomplish my tasks? What are my tasks? What am I doing for my brand? Am I working on my brand? Am I building my brand? Am I doing some sort of social media or even traditional collateral in the mail where I'm staying in front of my sphere and even getting in front of people who didn't know I existed as of yesterday? Another thing that I think you can do as you think about never wasting a crisis, resetting your goals, and then also getting rid of things that are no longer working would be, am I really in touch with the needs of my clients? This is a big one. So your clients drive, your consumers drive the way we do business. Do you have a nice portfolio of services that you can offer your clients, whether it be traditional or digital marketing, or ways to stay in touch and get in front of them? Another thing to think about is, how often are you staying in front of your sphere and your clients? And are you doing that in a unique way and in a way that adds value? Whatever it may be, are you doing those things that you can control in order to stay connected to your sphere and in order to continue to build your business? So the last thing I would encourage you to do is to be a part of an accountability group. I have one that I'm a part of every Monday at noon. And this group has been so kind and gracious to let me join them. And it has been very life-giving because they goal set, they ask how they can hold one another accountable and how they can encourage one another. And it just feels so good to know that once a week I'm going to meet with like-minded people who are working on and in their business and trying to drive their careers and their level of success forward into another level. So thanks for joining me. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. If you need to reach me, I want you to find me on Instagram or Facebook at SA Title Girl. Of course, you can also find me on TikTok at Sarah Title Girl TX. It's Sarah Title Girl TX. All right, guys, thanks. Have a great day.